He goes, it's as if the Ayatollah and the guy who built UAE, it's like him and the Ayatollah got in the same elevator, but the guy in the UAE pressed the up button and the Ayatollah pressed the down
Fine,
button.
but okay.
In other words,
Got you.
one rose and one remained in its cultural, historical, whatever, because of the religious sect that's entrenched.
I just find it bizarre that it's a dead end bit of river, it's whatever river it is,
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah. The Gulf of
Straits of
Persia.
Persia,
It's
Gulf
the
of
Gulf, the
Persia.
Persian Gulf,
Yeah,
basically.
but it's landlocked. And
Yeah,
then you've got the
yeah.
I just wonder why it's so important as a route. That's all. It's just yeah, who's being affected by it basically?
So
So
it's
where did
really
they go
blocking
to?
Qatar, UAE, because these are A, friendly now with the US.
That's the one. Yes.
B, they are rich countries. That's
Mm,
something I heard yesterday and I thought was very interesting. And I never put two and two together before I heard that yesterday. And I thought to myself, that's so true.
mm.
Iran, which is Persia or was
Yes.
Persia at some
Yes.
point, has been around for thousands and thousands of years,
Yes.
at least
Yeah.
5,000 years or whatever.
Yeah. Very old culture. Yes.
Yeah. And they're very proud of their culture,
Mm.
and they've kept that culture for many, many thousands
Yeah.
of years. Whereas
Yeah.
cultures switch, they become something different. They change, they become an
Mm.
empire, they change the okay. Whereas these guys have been pretty solid in their cultural whatever history. Whereas places like Syria or Iraq used to be Mesopotamia. I mean,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Gosh.
So,
Yeah.
so I mean, that culture died out and became something different, whereas Persia has just changed its name from Persia to Iran to Iran. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that culture has been there for many thousand years. So that's why, first of all, it's hard to break them. But the countries around them started to become much more rich because of the difference of the religious
Mm.
the thing that happened in Iran, even though their culture is strong or whatever, it became this, I don't want to call it the secular thing or whatever the thing happened with the Ayatollah.
Okay. Well, that's secular, isn't it?
Yeah,
Surely. That's
so
the meaning of it.
at least I think so. What they were saying was it's like I was listening to this Iranian expert. He was so good. I have to tell you, I will
Mm.
send it to you because he really answered every question. He's dead on. He says, first of all, part of the problem in the US is there's nobody in the State Department, nobody in the Congress, nobody in the whatever, nobody who exists today who knows Iran
Mm.
like the old people knew Iran in the US. Nobody exists in the any of those departments today that really understands Iran, either its
Okay.
history or its present day, because
Yeah.
basically, in a nutshell, the culture has lasted that long. You got to know the whole history because they've had this culture
Mm.
forever.
Okay.
And now you layer on top of that the secular part that comes in the 70s, I think, because the Shah of Iran, whenever the Shah got replaced by the US, was that the 50s, the
Yeah, he because
60s, something?
he left the country, didn't he? He actually
Yes,
had to
because
go.
they went to overthrow him, right? Because the
Yeah.
US was trying to manipulate him or put him
Yes.
in power or was supporting him or something of that nature. Okay.
What I heard recently is that Iran started saying it's our oil, it's our, and America didn't like that. US said no, it's our companies that have opened it up, it's our oil. And I
That's
think that
very
was the
possible.
dispute.
And that could have been with the Shah.
I think you're right.
Because I
Yeah.
believe the Shah, who left the country and then subsequently died of cancer,
Mm.
um, because his son is still alive. And people have been
Okay.
talking about could they reinstate him
Yeah, yeah.
if the people would rise up and get rid of the Ayatollahs?
Mm. Because
But the
that
people,
they're
they're not
religious
ready
heads,
for
aren't
that
they?
yet. They're
Yeah.
not ready for that yet because they still have strong regime, that the Ayatollah regime. They're trying to rise up, but it's still not enough to rise up enough to get rid of them yet.
Jim.
I'm gonna send you this thing with this guy
Okay.
because this
Okay.
guy was so good. He explained everything, and I was like, oh my God, this guy knows
Right.
so much. Like, I mean, he obviously he's either of Iranian descent or I know he said he lived in Beirut in Lebanon for a couple of years, and obviously
Mm.
Iran has issues with Lebanon and the Kurds and the Sunnis and the this and the Hezbollah, but they support the Hezbollah in Beirut, like you know what I mean? But it's like so complicated, but
So why doesn't Israel like Iran?
I'll tell you in a second.
Because it's
So,
them that have pulled the US into this war. It's
correct,
Israel that have done this.
correct.
And they're not even getting pointed at for this. It's all US that's messed
Nah,
up.
we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
So let me just tell you about this guy. This guy was saying like after the Shah got put down and the Ayatollah came in, and this is the
Mm.
1970s because that's when they had a big the Iran crisis where the U.S. embassy they took the people and the Canadians got a few Americans out for them, and that was in the 70s.
That's when they messed up. I can remember the Americans sent in a few helicopters, didn't they?
Yeah, they did
To rescue them.
something, and then
And
they also all the people got, kidnapped. And anyway,
yeah.
that big thing,
Mm.
that whatever happened there, ended up he said it's like what that time happened. He goes, it's as if the Ayatollah and the guy who built UAE, who literally is the reason why the UAE is
Mm.
so great. And I don't know his name, I can't remember his name. It's like him and the Ayatollah got in the same elevator, but the guy in the UAE pressed the up button and the Ayatollah pressed the down
Right.
button.
Okay.
In other words,
So,
one rose and one remained in its cultural, historical, whatever, because of the religious sect that's entrenched.
control.
What's the real deal with Israel? Iran has
Not even
stated,
they're not even adjacent to each other.
no, correct.
They're not,
They're not.
Israel's over here and Iran's over here.
Right. But let's
What gives?
let's go back to the secular thing.
Mm.
The religious secular thing is they live by two tenets. And the guy says this too in his video. Death to America and death to Israel.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I get
So
that.
Iran would be happy if both of those countries were wiped from the map.
Yeah.
And Israel always under threat. Not not because I'm going to say some of it's their fault.
Mm,
Okay.
absolutely.
But obviously we go back to the Holocaust, the hatred of Jews and yada yada and all this stuff, right? The
Yeah.
end of the day, Israel would be happy if Iran was wiped from the map.
Yes.
10 in Israel versus 93 or 95 in Iran.
Okay.
Okay. So obviously, yes, these guys are much more advanced militarily
Yeah.
even though they have 10 million people, but also because of the Holocaust, because of World War II, because of all of that, the US
Mm.
has always backed Israel.
We were involved with that mess up as well.
Correct,
To be
correct,
fair. Yeah.
correct. But they supported them
Yeah. And
militarily
still do.
and
And still do.
still do.
Keep
Correct.
pumping money into Israel, which is
Yeah.
why it's such a rich country,
Yeah.
relatively rich country,
Yeah. Now
isn't it?
I'm gonna send you a couple videos because the
Mm.
second video I'm gonna send you is this girl and this guy. And this guy used to work in the Trump first White
Administration.
House, but he left. because he
Right.
wisened up and he was like, oh my God, holy God, thank God he saw the light. Okay. Anyway, in this discussion with the girl is spot on.
Yeah.
She says, this is all about Netanyahu. This is why
Mhm.
it started. And I believe this totally because when Netanyahu had his war with Palestine, and Trump is too stupid to see that Netanyahu's pulling the strings, he was going and going and going. And why does Netanyahu need a war? Because Netanyahu, if he doesn't have a war, has to have an election, and he won't get elected. And if he doesn't get elected, he will go to jail because he
Fail.
will be investigated for what
For
happened
war
on October
crimes.
7. He'll be investigated for a number of things, and he is
Yeah.
for sure going to jail. So he
Yeah.
was great because he had the October 7 one going for 2 or 3 years, and it was great. But then the world got sick and tired of that shit, so they forced him to stop. So now he's sitting around going, "Oh God, I'm going to go to jail soon. I need to start a war."
Have
So
the war,
he knows he can pull Trump's strings.
which
And
he
he pulls
has.
Trump's strings. He says, I'm going to go bomb Iran. And I think they're going to nuke me. I think they're going to nuke me. And the guy goes,
They've got nuclear
oh, yeah.
power.
Even though we've obliterated them twice, they're going to nuke you. You're right. Let's do it. Let me help you. The
Yes.
problem becomes is that that's why people start to hate Jews more and more.
Absolutely. And it's not the Jews. It's not the Jews, it's the Israelis. And I think they've got to be a distinction now
And
between
even
them.
then, you have to be careful because most Israelis, a lot of Israelis, do not even like Netanyahu. The problem is they can't get rid of him, just like a lot of Americans do not like Trump, but they couldn't get rid of him because he got elected and a whole bunch of people were stupid enough to vote for the guy.
And
So,
still like him. I saw
and
some people
still
today
like
going,
him.
he's so honest, he's so lovely, he's so wonderful. What?
Conspiracy theorists. They love conspiracy theories.
Mm.
And with the conspiracy theory, what comes with that is that if you don't have one, one gets created. So the current conspiracy theory is as follows. Oh, Netanyahu got Trump into trouble. It was his fault. Oh,
Mm.
Netanyahu is Jewish.
Mm.
Oh, the Jewish people are bad. Everything stems from Jews.
Uh, yeah.
So now they have a conspiracy theory on which they can jump onto
Mm.
because they need a conspiracy theory. This is how they operate, these people. And now this is going to cause more problems for Jews. This is the danger of that more than anything is, yeah, you can repeat war, but do you repeat the Holocaust? It's very interesting because in the second video I mentioned, the girl said most of the young people today do not even know what the Holocaust is.